FDA, we don't play. FDA is here to stay. FDA, we don't play. FDA.
First, let me talk about attendance and enrollment at the FDA III middle school. The retention rate from FDA III's 8th grade going up to FDA III's 9th grade is well above 80%. Over 40 of FDA III's middle school students enrolled up in FDA III's high school. Very contrary to the numbers that the superintendent had brought out earlier. Our 6th grade enrollment this year is up 164%. Our community has said what they think about our middle school. 164% increase in enrollment in 6th grade. Our actual student attendance is now above 90%. 3rd straight year of attendance increases. And as to the Board of Education using the progress report to close the school, it's just like the DOE. They're trying to expel our middle school because we got a C in one class. That's just wrong. Let's look at some specifics. In our most recent progress report, FDA III received a B in the school environment category with a 22% increase in that score. FDA III also received an A in the student performance category, a 23% increase. Yeah, that's right, an A in student performance. Over 50% of the middle school students are at or above proficiency in ELA, and over 68% above proficiency in math. And the progress scores improved over 200% from last year. The progress they're talking about, over 200%. Very strong and compelling numbers. They cannot be overlooked. One of the important reasons for these improvements, for the strength of our middle school, we've got the International Baccalaureate Program, a world-renowned curriculum for our middle school scholars. We have the Silk Road Program, an interdisciplinary middle school curriculum co-sponsored by the American Museum of Natural History, and the Thurgood Marshall Jr. Mock Trial Program, citywide competitive pre-law program. These are just a few. Thank you. Yeah, these are just a few of the programs we have here. So DOE's argument for closing our middle school is incredibly flawed, and the FDA III school community is incredibly strong. Remember, we're FDA and we don't play. Our middle school is here to stay. Thank you very much.
And I was a transfer student 2 years ago, and before I came here, I did really poorly in school. And when I came here, I learned how to do a lot more things and watch other people grow. And so if you close out the middle school, I don't think it would give the other kids a chance to grow like how I did. And I think we all grown as a family from 6 through 12. Thank you.
A middle school culture of respect and high expectations, which is the foundation of academic success in middle schools. We not only strive to provide rigorous, data-driven instruction to support the diverse learning needs of the scholars in our classrooms, but we diligently work to create active citizens. As teachers, we forge meaningful relationships with our scholars, their families, and our community. Similarly, we facilitate learning experiences in which our middle school scholars are able to interact with our high school students in order to better prepare them for high school and their futures. These relationships foster a greater sense of community, safety, and security, thus providing a more enriching learning environment and school culture for our middle school scholars. Since I've been a member of this learning community, we have worked incredibly hard to improve, to challenge, and to make this a safe, engaging place to learn. Within the last 2 years, this school has initiated even more clubs, sports teams, enrichment activities, and experiences for our scholars. The students perform well on tests. They have improved attendance, and they have become a part of this community. In a neighborhood with high crime rates, our scholar attendance remains over 90% and has shown continued improvement in the last 3 years. Scholars travel significant distances to come to school at FDA III. This information shows that both scholars and families are committed to FDA III and how truly safe our scholars feel here.
The middle school has helped me to become the person I am today. If the middle school is closed, it will be a part of my life that will disappear. And the history of all the FDA 3 students that attended the middle school would be erased. The middle school helped me prepare for high school. It made me open up to those around me and trust those who looked out for me. I was comfortable in the high school because most of my friends attended the middle school and came along to high school with all of us. The middle school helped raise me from a young child into a hard-working, respectful young man. Thank you.
It happens that as a 9th grade teacher, I see that those 30% that make up our 9th grade outperform in the first marking period students that come from other middle schools. Those 30% in my science class, over the past 2-3 years, I've gone back and looked into my grade book, they outperform students from other middle schools by 14 points in the first marking period.
My time at FDA was the most invaluable experience of my life to date. The lessons I've learned here are important lessons that I cherish and use in my daily life. Our principal, Ms. Saman, has always instilled in us the importance of being scholars, respectful ladies, and proper gentlemen. FDA's faculty has tried their best to provide us with quality education and guidance. They've showed us the importance of teamwork, communication, and ambition. It is true that our middle school has underperformed in the past, but is improving every day. To unfairly phase out our middle school in the middle of its prime would only lower our high school's morale and decrease our current grade performance. I plead to you to keep our middle school open. I ask you to take Frederick Douglass' motto into consideration. Without struggle, there can be no progress.
If you live by the test scores, you're going to die by the test scores. And who holds the chancellor responsible when he says 97% of our schools in New York City received A or B? Those schools aren't any better than this school. But when they look at the national tests as compared to the state test, which he holds so dear, show that New York City has not made the progress that the mayor and the chancellor has claimed.
FDA 3 is thwarted with unclear and clouded statements. The language is ambiguous and contradicts the very policies DOE established to ensure accountability for all schools. The DOE notice established on December 3rd offered Kim Wong to be knowledgeable and from whom information could be obtained. Mr. Wong has not responded to my email inquiry regarding questions that include what support and/or supervision was provided by the superintendent for fiscal year 07-08. Describe the tracking system and measurement tools utilized to capture student progress. What interventions or trainings were put in place by the network replications? How many SLT meetings did replications the network attend as per Chancellor's Regulation A655? According to those regulations, replications is supposed to appear with the school leadership team at least once a year. Now, I went to the last school leadership team meeting and I inquired, and I was told by Mr. Lau and the rest of the team that replications has never come to the school.